Welcome back, everybody. It's Norwegian Lockpicker here. So what I've got for you this evening is the Sparrows Master Keying set or kit. Okay, comes in this box. That comes inside of that box is this case, and it's a little challenging to get open. And it has the instructions stamped on it. Nice little sticker there, and all 4 different key levels, or sorry, 3 different levels, 4 different keys, 4 different locks. Okay, and then it comes inside of there comes the kit with the different pins and the wafers that go into that, and then all the keys. So I took my scriber and I etched a matching suit onto each lock. I just did it freehand. I don't have the stencils, but so I got the heart, the diamond, the spade, and the club. Okay, so once this is all keyed up, I've got all the pins and the drivers, everything laid out here. Okay, then this heart key will only open this lock. This diamond key will only open this lock. And this heart and diamond key will open both of these locks, and the same for all of these. And then this master key, which would be like your landlord, which could open all 4 locks. So I guess the theory would be, if you were doing this with this many levels, you would have maybe these 2 are for rooms on the first floor, and the maintenance guy for the first floor would be able to open each of these doors, and these 2 on the second floor, the maintenance guy would be able to open each of those doors, and then the landlord would have a key that could open all 4 doors. So this is a very tedious process. Started doing this kind of thinking I was going to just whip through it and do a video. But I think it's going to end up taking forever to populate these things. It took quite a while. I gutted these 4 locks, pulled all the pins out that I had that they were keyed with. Okay, and then I pulled all the pins out, and I set up security drivers for each of these now, and using the different Sparrows keys, driver pins, different between the munitions, the Christmas pins, and check pins, and then just an assortment of spools and serrated pins and stuff. And then all of the, let's see, where can you see here the best? Probably maybe here. Okay, so these are all the wafers that go into each one, and then those are the key pins. It's quite, I'm going to try and zoom in here so you guys can kind of see what I'm looking at. All right, bear with me here. Okay, so this is, I'm sorry about the video quality, it's probably going to get degraded pretty bad here. Okay, so this is the heart lock. Okay, and this one is the, oh hey, look at there, makes a difference if I focus here. I'll go back here real quick. Okay, so there's the heart lock, pins that are going in there, and the wafers. Here's the diamond. Okay, and it uses every single one of the key pins and parts. So when you're doing this, make sure you're cautious and don't drop any of these tiny little wafers, because they will disappear and then you'll be stuck. Okay, here's a spade, and here's the club. Okay, so what I am going to do is I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to populate all these, and then I'll turn it back on and then we'll check it out again. Maybe I'll resume the video long enough to show you populating one of them, but I'm gonna do a couple first because I've never populated a lock with those tiny little wafers, and something tells me that's gonna be a different level of challenging since I've never done it. So for you guys, I'll be right back, and for me it'll probably be a little while before I get 3 of these locks populated. So okay, so I've got these 3 populated, and I'm gonna bring you guys back with me here to do the 4th one. Load everything in here. Actually, it wasn't nearly as difficult as I thought it was going to be. For some reason, I was thinking I had to load these wafers into the Bible, not into the core. Once I thought about it for a minute, it made perfect sense. These things, they do not come with, it doesn't come with like a step-by-step instruction manual, so I guess they're either assuming that you're going to go on YouTube and watch a video and learn how to do it, or you already know enough about locks to be able to do the majority of this stuff, which is probably true. But all right. So I loaded the springs, and now I'm going to load up my driver pins, and this one is a munitions pin. I grabbed the wrong one. I'm actually going to do 4 and 5 first. Now if you're using these Sparrows locks, when you're pinning up for a 5 pin, you got to remember that these Bibles have holes for 6 pins, so you don't want to populate the 6th hole when you're working from the back side of the lock here. Okay, I'm using my new followers from Sparrows, or yeah, followers. Okay, I'm going to try and turn this here so you guys can see what I'm doing. There's a lot of videos of people gutting locks, but not so many of people populating them, so. Okay. So what I do is I grab the pin with the tweezers, load it in there, get it started in the hole, and then I use the follower, put pressure on it, and hold it, and then push it down the rest of the way. I'm at kind of a awkward angle here, so. Okay, push that in, and then I'm going to use one of my actual shims here and get that started and loaded and ready to slide the core in once I've got that loaded. All right, so tricky part, make sure that you have the key pin the right direction, so the angled edge or angled end of it is pointing down towards the key. Okay, I'm going to load all the key pins first. And this would work with any, it doesn't have to be the Sparrows locks. You can use any lock that's keyed or has a, I believe it's a Schlag 1 keyway. Well, the Schlag keyway, your lock would have to match you'd have to have 4 locks that match these keyways, and that's really the only criteria. And then you could key those up and do the same thing. One thing I find pretty interesting here is once you get all these wafers loaded, there's really not much holding these locks locked. And some of them, this one's probably the best one out of all of them that I've seen. But some of them, zoom in so you can see it a little better. There was actually only one pin that was really fully engaged, or the driver pin that would fully engage. Otherwise, it was really not one pin, maybe a partial pin holding. So just a subtle attack with a rake or something is probably going to open them pretty easily. Okay, so now that that's all loaded up, it's just a matter of sliding the core back in. Lock it up. Drop the spring in here. Put the tail pin in. And then, still using the resin plug follower, core follower, with the wrench designed to take these off and hold that pin down. Makes it a lot easier. You don't want to set these things up too tight. If you turn it in all the way until it's tight and then turn it back to the next notch and lock it, what happens is your keyway actually binds up. So you kind of want to go one more notch. And that's usually about right. You should have a little bit of slop on the core. Alright, so this is the club lock, club key. And they all hang up a little bit. But when you get it sitting in the right spot, it turns. Okay, so clubs opens it. And jiggle it around a little bit and make sure you don't get a lucky open on the spade. The spade key doesn't open it. The diamond key does not open it. And the heart key, oh, hey, what happened there? I almost felt like I had it open as I slid it out. Might have been a fluke. Alright, so now the spade and the club key should open this one. There it goes. You gotta get it. They're really finicky keys, but get it there, and that one opens that one. And then the master key, or landlord key, should open all 4 of them. So that one works as it's supposed to. This one opens with the spade key, opens with the tier 2 key, and the tier 3 opens it. Okay, and now the diamond opens it, and tier 2 opens it, and the master key opens it. Okay, double check here, the heart key does not open it. Okay, and then we'll check the heart with the heart key, and that one actually opens really nice. Okay, and then the tier 2 key Opens it. And the master key. Opens it. Very cool. I still don't know if I really wrap my head around what's going on there. Okay. So these are the pins that are excuse me, these are the pins that are in there. So the bottom numbers are all your key pins. So and then all the wafers are a number 6 or a number 4. And I'm sure this would be a lot easier if you actually had for me it would make a lot more sense if I actually had the lengths of each key or pin, and then I could wrap my head around it a little better, I think. But most of them there's probably only one pin difference, and using those wafers it changes the level. So pretty cool little deal. Interesting concept. I guess a person could put that to use in your house if you wanted to, or I don't know, maybe at work or something. But fun little kit to play with. Just make sure that you are careful and do not drop any of the parts, because they give you just the right amount of parts, so there's no spares. And make sure you've got a dedicated couple hours to spend pinning up all your locks, because it probably took all of that. So alright, that's the Sparrows Master Key kit. And don't forget to keep it legal, and if you don't respect the keyway, don't put your pick in it. Thanks, guys.